Good morning. In this lecture, we will discuss about interference, condition for sustained superposition, and principle of superposition. First, we will discuss about interference and the necessary condition to obtain interference. The sustained superposition is known as interference. The necessary conditions to obtain interference is first, coherent source. For sustained interference, the two interfering sources must emit waves of constant phase difference between them. If the phase difference between two sources does not remain constant, then the places of maxima and minima will shift and the sustained interference will not be possible. For phase difference to remain same, the two sources must be derived from the same source. Unless that is done, it is not possible to hold the constancy of phase difference between them. In case of two sources derived from the same source, if there is any abrupt change in one, the same change occurs in the second. This keeps the phase difference between two sources either zero or constant throughout the time. Second condition, which is essential for interference, is same frequency or wavelength. The sources of same frequency and wavelength must be there for sustained superposition. The two interfering sources should emit light of same frequency or lambda or wavelength. If it is not so, then maxima and minima will change with time. Consequently, the resultant intensity at any point will alternatively be maximum or minimum like beats in sound. Third essential condition to obtain sustained superposition is equality of two amplitude. That means the amplitude of the two sources must be equal or approximately equal. If amplitude of first wave is much greater than amplitude of second wave, then the difference between the intensities of bright, that means I maximum is equal to a1 plus a2 whole square and dark I minimum is equal to a1 minus a2 whole square. Fringes will be small and contrast between them will be very poor. Maximum contrast is however obtained when the amplitude due to first and the amplitude due to second wave is equal. In this case, I minimum is 0. That means minimum of 0 intensity and there will be very good contrast due to this 0 or 0 intensity minimum. Fourth essential condition is the sources must be narrow. Two sources should be narrow. A broad source may work as made up of number of sources and each pair of coherent sources gives an interference pattern. That means a single source will work as a multiple source and the resultant is overlapping of different patterns and leads to uniform illumination. So if we want to obtain clear or contrast pattern, then we should follow these essential condition. Fifth essential condition is small separation. The separation between two coherent sources should be small as provide sufficient overlapping region. If the separation is large, the fringe width will be very small and fringes will not be separately visible. Sixth essential condition is same direction of propagation. The waves starting from two sources S1 and S2 must be in same direction of propagation for sustained interference. Otherwise, they will meet after long propagation and after a long time with the decrease in intensity. Seventh essential condition is same state of polarization. If interference is to be studied in case of polarized light, then the state of polarization of vibration from two sources must be same. Detailed discussion about polarization will be discussed in the chapter of polarization in unit 3. Now we will discuss principle of superposition, how the waves superimpose on each other and create maximas and minimas at the resultant point. Let us discuss principle of superposition. If the displacement of a medium particle due to one wave is y1 and due to second wave is y2 as shown in figure, then the resultant displacement r will be the sum of two components r is equal to r1 plus r2. Say this is equation number 1. The resultant displacement r also depends upon relative values of the displacements y1 and y2 and their inclination from each other as shown in figure. The displacements y1 and y2 are inclined at delta and this delta is known as phase difference. Then their resultant r is given by law of parallelogram of forces and we can write r square is equal to y1 square plus y2 square plus 2 y1 y2 cos of delta. Here this delta is phase difference between two vibrations. Due to superposition of these waves, we are getting maxima and minima at the screen and how they will form we will discuss. We will discuss formation of maxima and formation of minima due to superposition. Case 1. For constructive interference or for maxima, delta r square delta should be 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, or in general we can write 2n pi, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. By putting these values in above equation, r square is equal to y1 square plus y2 square plus 2 y1 y2, or this is equal to y1 plus y2 whole square. Say this is equation number 2. As we have discussed earlier that the sources of same are there and these type of sources having same amplitude, wavelength and phase difference are known as coherent sources. The essential condition for interference is the sources must be coherent for sustained superposition. Here if y1 is equal to y2, that means amplitudes of both waves must be same, then equation 2 becomes I is equal to r square is equal to 4 y1 square is equal to 4 y square. What is I and what is r square? R is the amplitude and we know that our amplitude square is equal to intensity. Therefore, intensity is equal to 4y square if y1 is equal to y2 in equation 2. That means at this point at constructive interference, intensity becomes 4 times that of the individual amplitude. Therefore, this is the place where we are getting maximum intensity. Now, case 2. For destructive interference or for minima, what will be the values of intensities at this point? For destructive intensity in pattern, delta must be equal to pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, or in general 2n plus 1 pi, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. If we put these values in equation, r square is equal to y1 square plus y2 square plus 2 y1 y2 cos of delta, then we will get I is equal to r square is equal to y1 square plus y2 square minus 2 y1 y2, or y1 minus y2 whole square. Say this is equation number 3. If y1 is equal to y2, then equation 3 becomes 0, or intensity is 0 at the point of minima. As discussed earlier, if we get minima of 0 intensity, then only contrast in our pattern is very good. We can visualize maxima and minima individually. If there is some value at this point, that means at destructive interference, then the contrast will be not good and the pattern is not of good contrast. Or we can discuss, or in general we conclude that for sustained superposition, the above discussed conditions must be satisfied for a good interference pattern of sustainable intensities and good contrast.